Hi, my name is Arden Bailey, and I'd like to start off by thanking you for this opportunity. After considering a range of approaches for 10x Entertainment's new superhero project, I've narrowed it down to three, which are design thinking, the creative process model, and the wow factor theory. Getting straight to the point, I'll begin with why design thinking. I believe it's one of the strongest approaches for this particular project. Design thinking is iterative, meaning teams can loop between stages until they find the best solution. Researchers Razuk and Shute in 2012 actually describe it as both analytical and creative, engaging the teams in experimenting and prototyping, gathering feedback, and redesigning. Now, let me dive deeper. The first stage in design thinking is empathize, meaning to understand the needs and emotions of the audience. For 10x Entertainment, this can involve groups of teenagers, young adults, and families, all within the target audience. Understanding what would be valued most, whether that's relatability, cultural diversity, disability representation, or even humor. For the second stage, define, this involves framing the problem statement from the insights above. For example, 10x Entertainment can define their challenges. How might we design a superhero that inspires and engages the audience from different age groups while remaining innovative, to then create a purpose and direction for the company? The third stage, ideate, is to generate as many ideas as possible. From superpowers to backstories, 10x could invite the public to even contribute their drawings and storylines, making the process inclusive for the audience's own creativity. This process was used by Peter Drucker when he embraced open innovation, seeking ideas from anywhere, not just the company labs, which was written in Rosabeth Moss Kanter's column in 2010. The fourth stage is prototype, turns ideas into tangible forms. This stage will not be perfection, but a learning process. The early designs can include 2D sketches and 3D models or short animated storyboards of the superhero to allow for a visualization of the company. Until finally, the test stage invites plenty of feedback. 10x Entertainment could allow their audience to vote on costume designs or release a pilot episode, which can measure the amount of engagement. This sort of feedback would reward a greater refinement before commitment to a final production. Of course, design thinking has limitations. It can be resource heavy and time insensitive, which may be impractical for 10x Entertainment. That said, I believe the benefits outweigh it. Design thinking is able to balance creativity and structure by not only providing a superhero that will excite the audience, but will also build one on a strong basis of being tested, refined, and positioned for long-term success. My next idea for 10x Entertainment is something I believe can really reshape how you can create the creative process model. This model excites me because creativity isn't just a one time spark, but a cycle of exploration, reflection, and refinement. Sadler Smith in 2015 discusses Wallace's four-stage model of the creative process, emphasizing that the application is understanding and enhancing creativity. Now, let me walk you through the stages and show you how each one can be achieved through 10x Entertainment. Stage one is preparation. 10x Entertainment will need to understand the problem and opportunity by laying down their foundation through research, observing, and gathering insights from the market. This can include exploring fan pages or tracking TikTok trends, not just relying on the Marvel and DC analytics. Preparation is important to ensure the audience feels we are making a hero that is relevant, modern, and connected to them. Stage two is incubation. Once the brainstorming is set in, this stage will follow. This allows for ideas to breathe and to reflect on them. Here, the writers, designers, and animators can collaborate by trading their unfinished concepts. Imagine a idea swap day, where a designer is able to inspire a completely new campaign for the marketing team. This can happen subconsciously and unexpectedly, sparking creativity in so many different ways. Stage three is illumination, the breakthrough moment. After the pieces start coming together, new ideas will crystallize. For example, a designer experimenting with different color palettes for a costume may finally come together. This stage is about the possibility of clarity when the superhero concept is truly starting to take form. The final stage is verification. This is where we refine and validate what 10x have created. Writers can polish and tweak the costumes based on the feedback, aligning with imagination with the practical. to make sure our hero is not only inspiring the audiences, but also succeeding in the marketplace. This process isn't perfect. Creativity is rarely neat nor linear. Ideas overlap and stages repeat. And this model doesn't always recognize this, which can lead to missed opportunities or ideas in different stages. However, moving in an iterative manner, working through all the steps in a flexible cycle can be used when working through the creative process model stages. And our final theory that I'd like to propose is the wow factor theory. Wow the audience, surprise them, move them, make them remember you. This theory is emphasized that the small but powerful details are created with creative twists, innovations, and storytelling choices, transforming this experience from ordinary to unforgettable. By going above and beyond the expectations, 10X has the possibility of standing out. Now, let me explain this to you through different principles. First, surprise and delight. This is about going further than what the audience can predict. Imagine a moment in the storyline where the supposed villain is revealed to have been guiding the hero all along. That is the kind of unexpected twist that not only shocks the audience but keeps them hooked on what is happening next. Second is the emotional connection. When people can see themselves in a character, they can form a bond. Picture the hero struggling in real world issues such as discrimination or identity crisis. Suddenly, the superhero is no longer a fantasy, but can be relating and inspiring towards the audience. That emotional connection is what can keep loyal fans invested. Finally, being different to stand apart from the rest. 10X must be original. Instead of repeating the familiar Save the City storyline, imagine a hero whose mission is to unite diverse cultures, drawing strength from global traditions. This not only preserves the cultural heritage, but gives 10X a unique identity distinct from other companies such as Marvel and DC. The wow factor does have its challenges. Surprises may not land with everyone, but when supported by strong storytelling, they deliver enormous awards. At the end of the day, no one can predict which characters or films will succeed until they launch. But by embracing the wow factor, 10X Entertainment can maximize its chance of creating stories that audiences won't just watch, but remember. So thank you for listening, and I hope you'll consider these 3 approaches as you begin the superhero project. And I'd love to be a part of bringing them to life. And next pages is the references.